One of the most common questions I receive when discussing the paintings that I create is how exactly do I do it, and how and why did I transition from my classical art training to digital art? In this video, I will give an overview of my technique, and in future videos, I'll go into greater detail to show the actual steps that I take. I utilize all of my previous art training in every painting that I create, and just take things to a different level, working digitally. All of my digital art is created with the stylus, brushes, and my own hand. Every color and line is my own, and there's no magical programs that are used. And let's not even get started talking about AI art. The learning curve for creating my art was incredibly steep, and it was definitely a labor of love with much frustration along the way. The simplest thing I didn't understand could sometimes take hours to research to accomplish. I am incredibly grateful to all of my YouTube mentors, most who don't even know I exist, for their willingness to share their knowledge and post instructional videos, which I have watched over and over when learning different processes. Like anything, there are so many ways to accomplish the same task, and everyone does things a little bit differently, and over time I have created my own way that works for me consistently. I still learn new things daily, and my method today may very well change tomorrow. Well, let's get to it and talk about a pet portrait today. My first step is to evaluate the photos provided to me and get a feel for my color palette, the things that stand out about the subject, the composition, and the client's thoughts and requests. I create a loose line drawing first, which will guide me throughout the process. I also tone my background to a medium or light gray so I can better judge my light and dark values. The second step is what I call my base layer, and I fill my subject with a solid color, which may or may not even be close to the actual color of the subject. The reason for this is to eliminate any transparency issues that often occurs in the final piece. This might not make a whole lot of sense right now, and I'll explain more in future videos. Then I blur the edges of the base layer a bit to create softer edges, unless my subject is a solid object, like a building. Next, I lay down some shadows and highlights so I can get a feel for the darks and lights of the subject. This starts to bring some life into the painting. The process continues, establishing more and more definitive lights and darks and adding additional details. At this point, everything is still rough and very loose. Sometimes at this point, the painting looks terrible to me, and I always have to tell myself to hang in there as I just need to get past this stage. Slowly, I add details here and there. I try not to get too caught up into fine details at this point. Now the details are starting to bring life to the painting. And finally, the details are finished, and I again evaluate the shadows and highlights to create the effect I am going for. This current illustration was a quick one, and far greater detail could have been established if that's what the client had wanted. Lastly, the background is created. Well, I hope this video helps explain the steps I normally take when creating a painting. Like I mentioned previously, I'm excited to discuss all of the steps in greater detail and actually show what my canvas looks like in real time in future videos. I'll also show how I print my finished paintings on canvas, stretch them and embellish them with paint and UV protectant. Finally, I'll show you the process of how I make my own rustic wooden frames. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're interested in diving deeper into my techniques, please subscribe to my channel and give me a like. I welcome all questions. Please comment below. I'll see you soon.